Okay, so we need to look at the customer. We were looking at the customer table and the loan table and the relation that was the borrower table, right? So the primary key for the customer table was the customer ID, and the primary key for the loan table was the loan ID, right? So one particular customer and one particular loan, but this is a many-to-many relationship. That also means that multiple customers can have a single loan, multiple loans can be held by a single customer, and so on, right? So since this was a many-to-many relationship, we said that according to the rules, both customer ID and loan ID need to be the primary key. And this is quite obvious to us, right? Because the pair together needs to be unique, right? Because that means that customer ID can occur multiple times for a single loan ID. One customer ID can occur multiple times for every loan ID that the customer has, and so on, right? So essentially, if we have a many-to-many relationship where customer ID was the primary key for customer and loan ID was the primary key for loan, then customer ID and loan ID would be the foreign keys and primary keys for the borrower table as well. On top of that, borrower itself can have its own set of um, attributes that it can contain for each customer and loan ID pair, and those would be your access date, or in this scenario access date, but this could be any other set of attributes, right? Okay, so given a particular entity relationship diagram, we were able to convert a particular diagram into its corresponding relational model or its SQL, and correspondingly its SQL diagram, by first looking at the entity set that we had. And so if there are strong entity sets, that means that they do not have any corresponding weak primary keys for those relationship models or any other entity sets. And essentially we would convert the strong entity set first. So that will basically means loan ID, loans and customers first, and then we would be able to convert the corresponding relationship as well, right? Okay. And converting the relationship depends upon what type of mapping cardinality that particular relation has, right? If it's a many-to-many, it was both of those primary keys become the foreign keys for that particular relation. If it was one-to-many, many-to-one, or if it's one-to-one, we would need to deal with those accordingly, right? Okay. Now comes a situation that is a bit of a common situation, that is where a particular entity set sort of relates to itself, right? This is the most common example of this is basically an employee table, which contains all the information about employees, that includes managers and other employees as well. The weird thing that happens is some of those employees are going to be workers and some of those employees are going to be managers, right? So some of those employees are going to work for some other employees. All of the employee information is still going to be stored in the same table, but there is this weird relationship that is some employees works for some other employee. So if that is the situation, and you can imagine other cases where this can be true as well, but if that is the situation, how do we model such a thing? So obviously the thing is we cannot actually model a schema that is works for that has employee ID twice, right? We cannot have employee ID, which is the primary key for employee. We cannot have that twice, as in the primary key being employee ID, comma employee ID. That does not make any sense. So basically we need to distinguish between manager employee ID and employee ID, where both of those employee IDs are going to be essentially the same space, in the same space, but we still need to distinguish between a manager employee ID and a worker employee ID, right? So this particular relation would be a many-to-one relationship or one-to-many relationship, depending upon how you are looking at it. So let's look at it in terms of a many to one relationship, right? So if it is a many to one relationship, then that means that multiple employees can work for a particular manager, right? Multiple workers can work for a particular manager. So if that is the case, can someone tell me what would be the primary key for this relation that is works for? Given that we distinguish between two different IDs, that is manager ID and worker ID, is worker ID going to be the primary key or manager ID going to be the primary key for the relationship that is works for? Yogi, you said work. Why? You are correct. I mean, Yogi is so guys, is Yogi correct? So Yogi says that a worker ID would be the primary key for the works for relationship. Exactly, right? Because worker can be multiple and manager can be one. So wherever we have such a relationship, remember that the many part would be the primary key for this sort of relations, right? Exactly. Okay, so the relationship schema for employee ID would have employee ID as its primary key, and basically the name of the employee, blah, 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 phone number, number of reports, and so on, all of those things as their attributes, but employee ID would be the primary key, right? And since this is a many to one or one to many relationship, depending upon what you want to look into it, it's a one to many relationship between manager and worker. So worker ID would be the primary key for that particular relationship, right? So even if it is relating to itself, there is a particular relation that matters, and basically that is who works for whom. And in that scenario, many side would be used as the primary key as always, and essentially employee ID would be the primary key between those two IDs, and for works for, employee ID would be the primary key and manager ID would be just an attribute, right? Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Okay. So just as a recap, so if there are no arrows in your ER diagram, and remember that we are now talking about converting ER diagrams to their corresponding relationship model, right? So if there are no arrows, that means that this is a many-to-many mapping, right? Without any arrows. And that means that the primary keys of all participating entities would be the primary key for your relationship as well, right? So for all of the primary keys that we are connecting through this entity set or through this relationship set would be the primary key for this particular relationship set. If it is a one-to-many or many-to-one relationship set, that means that we are only going to look into the primary keys of the entity sets that do not have an arrow. That is the many part of those entity sets. And you guys can actually go through the actual different relationships, and you can actually corroborate on that. But essentially one-to-many mapping or many-to-one mapping would actually map to a relationship where the primary keys of that relationship would only be the primary keys for those entity sets that do not have an arrow, right? Basically meaning that the many part of the one-to-many or many-to-one relationship, right? Okay. We can also have more, so we looked at binary relationships, so we can also have more than two relationships as well. So where a relationship actually connects more than one set of entities, right? So in that scenario, again, first look at all the, so let's say that we want to convert this particular entity set or this particular relation that we have, and we want to convert that into its corresponding relationship model, right? So what do? We look at all the entities that we have that are strong entity sets. So employee, job, and branch, we say that these are all entity sets that all have a primary key, right? So for employee, we have employee ID, we have job title as our primary key for job, and branch name, that is the primary key for branch. So can someone tell me, do we have any weak entity sets in this diagram? So do we have any weak entity sets in this diagram? Remember that a weak entity set is a diagram that contains an attribute that is sort of like a primary key, but that requires other entity sets to be combined with it to be an actual true primary key. So Jordan says no. Is Jordan correct, guys? Or is Jordan completely wrong? So does this diagram have any weak entity sets? So Yogi agrees. What about others? Exactly, Jordan, exactly. Taha, works on is a relationship, right? It will connect multiple entities together, but it itself does not have any entities to speak of. So you are correct in the sense that works on can have potential attributes, but those attributes currently, at least in this diagram, do not have any weak entities. Exactly. So Yogi and Jordan, everything here, as we have every entities that we have here have only primary keys that are strong entities, right? Employee ID can unequivocally represent every attribute in the employee table, right? Just the employee table. So employee ID is a primary key, and that is fine. Same applies for job and job titles. Same applies for branch and branch names and so on. So every entity that we have here is a strong entity set. So firstly, how do we convert an entity set into its corresponding relationship schema? Well, for job, it would be the name of the entity schema, followed by the attributes that it has, title and level. And essentially, title would be the primary key because that is what we state here. Same goes for employee and same goes for branch, right? So branch name is the primary key for branch name for branch as well. Now comes pardon me. Now comes the relationship set that is works on, right? So works on is a many to one relationship, right? In the broader sense, this is a many to one relationship where the many part is employee and branch, where the one part is the job part, right? And remember the rules that we had in terms of many to one relationships. The many part would be the one whose primary keys would be part of this relationship, right? So employee ID from employee, branch name from branch would be the primary keys for works on as well. And the one part that is job would be an attribute, right? So if you want to notify the or create the relationship model for works on, it would look something like this, right? Where employee ID